afternoon. Welcome to Idea Hub. My name is Cayetana Martinez, for the one of you that haven't yet or haven't been in Idea Hub before. I'm the entrepreneurship manager, and today what we are going to do here is an information session to introduce you to Practera, a company we have just partnered with and that is going to deliver Ventures Activate. Ventures Activate is the work integrated learning program that we are delivering to help you guys to be more entrepreneurial in their thinking and working with corporates and with startups. So without further ado, I leave you to enjoy the presentation with Jamie Ford, that is the director of Practera here in Queensland.
Thank you. Hello, everybody, and happy Thursday at 12 o'clock. Thank you so much for spending a couple hours with us today. There'll be about an hour of us just kind of going through what this is and then just question and answer as we go, if that's cool with everybody. So as she said, my name is Jamie Ford. I'm the executive director of Practera for Queensland, and my colleague, who a lot of you already know, Ocean, who we're partnering with UQ Ventures to deliver Ventures Activate. So a tiny bit, Practera. So Practera is actually an ed tech startup. We've been around for about 8 or 9 years now in that growth phase of startup. And this is our purpose. This is why we exist, to help deliver better experiential education to prepare global learners for the future of work. So really focused on that experiential learning, the employability skills that you need to transition well and be job ready in the workforce. So I'm here because I'm passionate about learning. I'm a former UQ alum, so I did my MBA here in 2012. Seems like a long time ago now. And just a really passionate learner. So I just thought it would be interesting to see, there's a fantastic turnout. What made you guys turn up today? Anybody want to share why they decided to spend a couple hours here now?
Just wanted to know what it was all about.
Yeah.
Possible ways to grow.
Very cool. Yeah.
Sounds like there's an internship opportunity in entrepreneurship space, so sounds pretty good.
Awesome. Anyone else? It seems like we're all here for the right reason, which is awesome. So this is just a bit of a background to understand Practera as well. So in 2012 or 2019, we've delivered to over 3,000 students, engaged with over 200 clients. And so those clients are anywhere from your government agencies, your not-for-profits, your for-profits, and your startups. So across that entire ecosystem. And in one of our programs, we have over 1,000 clients that we just have on bank that we can tap into at any point in time. Our programs do run with mentors, so we've had about 250 mentors in the last year as well, who are there to help partner and work with you and help you grow through the experience. And we've worked with over 25 universities and TAFEs, so we are all across Australia, and we've recently just expanded into the Perth area, into Adelaide, so really growing that kind of full-on Australia context. These are some metrics that we find really important, because it's great to say that we're going to deliver something, but what value does it get? What value do you get on the back end of it? Really focusing on, would you recommend this to someone? Was this such a great experience that you've had that you would recommend to somebody? And we're looking at about 9 out of 10, which is really strong. Improve their employability skills. So that's the whole reason we exist. So if we're not doing that, then we're not doing our job. So we really want to make sure that what we do delivers high quality employability skills and you feel like you've gained those skills on top of it. And more importantly, that people actually finish the program. So we're really conscious of wanting to make sure that people that start work all the way through, and we have a 95% completion rate. These are some of the clients that we've worked with. Of course, there's over 200. But what this shows is kind of the diversity of clients that we work with. You've got your big scales like your Bupas, all the way through to startups. And those are the types of clients, not these specifically, but the types of clients that we'll be bringing to this program, looking to expand the existing ecosystem that the university has into some other clients. So what is this thing? A perfect question. It sounds exciting, but what is it? So it's a 3-week program that really delivers that experiential learning for you by teams working together collaboratively on a real problem for either a corporate or a startup. So the point of the program is to really develop those employability skills, so those more professional soft skills that you're looking for. At the same time, enterprise skills, so things like program management, time management, collaboration, additional skills that you need for the workforce, and expanding your social connections. So social connections, not just within the other students that you work with. So we do pair diverse teams. You can't necessarily pick your team, but we want to put you together with diverse minds, because obviously diversity drives innovation, and that's what we're looking for at the end of the day. But beyond that, it's your social connections to industry partners and to startups and that startup ecosystem, as well as that corporate ecosystem. So is this what we thought it was? Yeah, does it feel right? Cool. So it is a fast-paced 3-week program. Here we go. And Ocean will present a little video to get a feel for what this program actually is.
Yep. So for those who don't know me, I am pretty active in the startup ecosystem in UQ, work with iLab and Idea Hub and with the venture team as well. So I'm also the founder of Startup Interns. Last year we got a grant to run an experiential learning programs to connect students and staff to do project-based internships, so similar to what you guys are hearing today. And I'm going to show you a video of what we have done last year. Oops, that's my assignment.
Welcome to the official launch of the Student Employability Accelerator Program, which we lovingly call SEEP. These teams, as Ocean and EJ will tell you, have been picked from approximately 200 odd applicants. So to get to 24, you should all feel incredibly proud.
So my name is Ocean. I'm the co-founder of Startup Interns. We connect international students to the Queensland startup ecosystem to enhance their employability and entrepreneurial mindsets. My co-founder and I founded this initiative, Student Employment Accelerator Program, last year. We are really lucky enough to get the IIT Partnership Fund from Study Queensland. The main purpose of this initiative is to connect students with entrepreneurs, with innovators, to brainstorm ideas, to bring solutions to the startup founders.
During this opportunity, we'd like to encourage all the international students to be inspiring other international students so they can take the advantage of improving their employability and the mindset.
The opportunity that students get in working with River City Labs this time around is understanding what the ecosystem's like here in Queensland, and definitely experience in the game, in the ecosystem, which will give them a bit of a broad experience of what entrepreneurship is like on all aspects of the business.
I met Ben today, CEO of Vigo, and see how he got to where he is today. Very exciting to see all the entrepreneurs.
What this program does is it breaks down those walls and those barriers, and it provides a really cool framework for students to come and do that. And as a startup, it's really good for us because we don't have the time to interview hundreds and hundreds of students and to work out who are the top 10% that are worth investing our time with. So this program has gone out and done it for us already. So yeah, the caliber of students who have come through the door, they're eager, they're smart, they've got energy, and they're keen to learn. So yeah, it's really cool.
So we're all from different countries, different backgrounds, different universities, so that made it a challenge as well as a learning experience at the same time. So what was the most important part of this experience was we all had different things we brought on the table, but we had to work together as a team and understand what we can learn from the other person, and at the same time bring something constructive to the solution that we're all building up to.
We actually wanted to uncover the wealth of activities, opportunities and entrepreneurial output that is the result of international students. So many examples of people during their time studying and also in post-graduation who are making a massive contribution to the world, and so that's our very small start to it. Activities and initiatives like this are absolutely central to connecting those relationships, to bringing our local business community on board as well, and to, I think, as Ocean said, to supporting you all through the process. Putting yourself forward for a pitch competition, I'm sure is not an easy thing to do, and so even just being here and having been part of the process, I think is going to make a huge difference to your careers and to your future aspirations.
One of the things I find really inspiring about this is that it's actually been driven by Ocean and DJ. We've got two entrepreneurial young people here searching for ways to create jobs for others and coming up with a program
organising it, running it. It's tremendous to see international students grasping an entrepreneurial idea and working it up into a program to help others, not just themselves, but to help others as well. So congratulations, you two. I think this is a marvellous effort. I'm very impressed with it.
Cool. Thanks. Didn't expect that. So how many of you are international students? Oh wow, almost full house. Yeah, well the reason we got a big cohort of international students last year, or early this year, because we got a grant from Study Queensland, so that's why we cater for international students. But for this program, we open to both domestic and international, and we really want to see the integration as well. So for the program we are doing, Venture Activates. Sorry guys. So we have two elements. We break down as two elements. So one program is about entrepreneurship, and another program is about entrepreneurship. Do you want to talk about what's entrepreneurship about? Yeah. That's your
So when we were designing this program, we thought it was really important, to expand that entrepreneurial mindset and recognizing that that goes across all different contexts. So that's entrepreneurship, which most people think of, which is starting up a new business, and usually starts out small, and then entrepreneurship, which I'm sure you've heard of, but basically that's acting like a startup inside a large organization. So that's where I've just come from. That's what I've been doing for the past 5 or 6 years, is doing the same similar activities. The original definition was dreamers that do, which I think sounds really exciting. But it's just you use the same mindset and the same skills, and you're trying to embed innovation, new ways of thinking, new ways of operating, and new products and services, but you just have a different context in which you're doing it in. So we thought it was important to deliver a program that sees you in both the startup world, but also the inside a big business world, because what you need and the skills you need are quite different in the two. So we're giving you both opportunities, and you can choose which one you find most interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Like the idea of entrepreneurship is pretty similar in terms of it's about foundations, executions, collaborations, and those entrepreneurial mindsets. So wherever you work for a big corporate, like your background in EY or myself work with different startups, the same knowledge, the same principles. Yeah. So here are the skills or the things you want to bring, the value you want to contribute to you guys, to our participants. So it is a real-world learning experience. So what it means is it's not an assignment, you're engaging with real industry professionals. In our case, we're with either startup founders or professionals in the corporate world. For our last cohort, we had FIGO, Ben from FIGO. They went from iLab, and also Travel by Bits. So two startups working alongside with our students, so they really can gain those experience in the real world. And also self-directed, so no one pushes you to do stuff. I mean, we do have deliverables, we do have milestones, but it's all about yourself. It's all about you working as a team and how you solve problems. It's team-based. In our project, we encourage you to work with different people, and that's why you can't choose your team, because we want to make the team as diverse as we can, like people from different skill sets, different nationalities, different backgrounds, different experiences, to work together. Like you can't imagine how in the workplace. Look at those graduate program. All those programs open to people from different disciplines, and that's why we need those skills, cooperation skills. And extracurricular, it means we are not offering credits, or it's not a paid position, and we are not offering academic credit as well. But what you gain is incredible experiences, and also the connections with the startup founders, with the professional network. So it's not an assignment. You wouldn't, in the end of the program, you're not submitting a big chunk of essays or thesis, no in-test reference at all, but more with working in the industries and understand the problem that our startups or our corporate clients submitting, and what values, what solutions you can contribute. So it's not assignments, it's kind of like our real-world experiences. So here are the learning outcomes we propose. So from problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, those professional skills, those transferable skills, what you can learn from startups, corporate, SMEs, NGO, whatever, that's all transferable. You can apply those skills in one sectors, one positions, but definitely can go to other positions as well. So things like collaborations, emotional intelligence, those skills are critical. And again, the most valuable part is all about the connections and the network you build with your clients, with your mentors. So here are some student testimonies. If we can spend 20 seconds to just have a look, the student testimonies to have a think what skill sets or what you want to gain out of this program. So yeah, what do you guys think?
Seems very holistic.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's same thing, leadership, collaborations, and that's what our students value the most. You can learn those skills in your universities, but in the real world, you will learn with professionals. So that's
what are some of the on that? What are some of the if these are what the students are saying, what would you be expecting out of this 3 weeks? What are the types of skills and things that you would want to be taking away that you haven't quite grasped yet, or you want to explore and expand on?
I guess it would be a lot of soft skills that you'll be focusing on rather than technical. 3 weeks isn't enough time to really delve in.
Yeah. So we were just joking before, we don't necessarily like the term soft skills, whilst I agree, they're the human skills. And they are those kind of more soft skills like the creative problem solving and the service orientation and those kinds of skills that you build in the period, definitely.
Yep. Cool, so here just a few linking posts that our students finished our cohort last intake. So pretty much they were saying learning skills and also gaining experiences from a variety of mentors. So people from tech background, people from business background, just merge with those entrepreneurial cultures, really can build their own entrepreneurial mindsets and also build up their portfolio as well.
All right, so how does this actually work? So you would have seen on the second slide the number of clients, mentors, and students that we work with. So this is how it all works together. And you can see there's little feedback loops amongst all of them. So obviously there's the student cohort, yay, and those little student teams that we build. So it's anywhere from 4 to 6 people in a team, again, from diverse backgrounds and diverse mindsets. And then you have the client. So there's groups of clients, and right now we're speaking to a group of different, both startups and corporates, and particularly corporate entrepreneurs. So those are people that are your head of innovation, or people that are actually head of entrepreneurship internally. So looking for those kind of clients. And then you've got mentors. So the mentors can either come from the client themselves, or Ocean and I are also mentors. So each of us have a distinct role that we play to ensure the success of you as the student, but also to ensure, and what we're heavily keen on, is to make sure that this client gets value as well. Because there's that's why it's in a circle, there's a trifecta of value that is exchanged through the program. So now let's just go through what everybody does. So the clients, and these are the discussions we have with the clients, what they need to do is present a project brief. What is the exam question? What is the problem or the challenge they want you to help solve? And we want to try to make that as tangible as possible. Not the out there enormous ideas, but something tangible that you can actually deliver value for in that 3-week period. So working really closely with the client to define that good exam question. They need to deliver at least 1 hour a week commitment. So that's commitment of engaging with you, engaging in reviewing your deliverables, and providing that valuable feedback to you. They provide the final feedback upon submissions, and they host your final presentation. So there is a final pitch at the end, and it is likely at their location. So that's kind of the role that the client plays. The mentors, their role and our role is really to support the team. I've got a question. I'm not sure how to frame this. How should we articulate this? Where should I go and look for these types of ideas or concepts or things? So it's about 2 hours a week commitment for the mentor. So again, they can be from the clients or they are from Practera as well. So we review all first draft documents. All first things before they go to the client, we're there to sense check it. Do we think, is it client grade quality, that kind of thing. And yes, sadly, my years of experience at EY, I'm really honed in on what good quality deliverables look like, so I'll be able to help you get to good client quality outcomes. And we coach the teams on presentations. So obviously, Ocean is fantastic at pitching, but how do you storytell? How do you get your points across and that kind of thing? That's another role of the mentor. And you guys, what is the requirement for you guys? What role do you play? So again, student teams 5 to 6, 4 to 6. There is a commitment about 50 hours over the 3-week period. And that's per each person. So that can be, it's not, you don't have to be together all of those 50 hours. They can be on a beach somewhere. We're just asking that there's a 50-hour commitment over that 3-week period. And it is self-directed, as Ocean said. There's no one sitting there with a little whip telling you when and how and what to do. It's completely self-directed on how you deliver to the client brief and how you work collaboratively together as a team. And you deliver for the client. So that's kind of the end outcome for everyone. A little video from one of the clients just to see how they experience it.
My name is Ben Hallett. I'm one of the founders of Vigo, a Brisbane-based early stage company, and we're here today for 2 reasons. One, I was a judge on the panel today for the students, but also because Vigo actually sponsored one of the challenges that the students were working through. So our challenge was, at Vigo we have a lot of really interesting student data coming through our platform, and we wanted to see what the students could do with that data. What insights are we missing that we could pull out to better the student experience and the university experience from our platform. And the students, they performed really well. So I was quite personally amazed with the data science skills of the students who were in our teams and some of the things that they were able to create quite quickly. For me, I've been looking at this data for a number of years now, and within just a couple of weeks, these students were pulling out some really interesting insights about student usage. So it was really fun working with the teams. I think all of them have developed their client skills, and I think all of these international students have really flexed their muscles as valuable employees and particular data scientists and potential startup founders for the Brisbane ecosystem. So it's been great to be part of this process.
And that's very similar to what we hear from a lot of our clients. And a lot of our clients are actually long-term clients we've had for a number of years because they get such value out of engaging with the students, on top of the fact of, they get to see the top talent and get to see, the new capabilities that are coming through. So, you want to talk to this one?
Sure.
So this is a bit of the feedback. So clients do post stuff on LinkedIn afterwards. This is some of the feedback they provide. And it's valuable to see that they say, yeah, just some great young minds. Engaging with new great young minds, fresh perspective is an amazing thing for big organizations or for startups. Just getting somebody a group completely out there that can approach a problem, as you heard from Ben, in a completely different lens. So yeah, say yes to it. They're amazing young people. So this is the type of feedback that you get. But more importantly, it's the fact that they've posted it on LinkedIn and they'll name you, that potentially can name you in it, which just helps build your personal brand as well and your brand out there in the market if you're seen connected to and building that network. So what is actually required? This looks basic, doesn't it? So there is a schedule and a rhythm of how we operate. And Ocean and I always say that it's not linear. It looks linear, but in week 1, you don't just focus on planning. It's the same agile methodology and framework that you are probably using now, where there's plan, execute, and deliver every single week. Why we categorize it this way is to denote what the deliverable is for the client. What are they getting at the end of each week? So the end of the first week is really around planning. So what is the project brief? Are we clearly everybody on the same page of what is the problem we're trying to solve? How we're going to go about solving it? What is our rhythm going to be like? When are we going to engage with each other? Those are the kind of details that fall out of this project plan. And that helps you as a team to start figuring out, okay, that project management stuff. How are we actually going to coordinate across 5 people that are going to be in diverse areas? How are we going to deliver? What is our charter and how we're going to deliver for the client? So that's really the focus on the first week, that engagement. The second week is that draft report. And as Ocean said, these reports, don't think a uni assignment where it's like a 20-page Word doc. That's not, businesses don't have time to consume that, which is really refreshing. So think of it more of, hey, it's a one-pager, or it's a 10-page, exec summary type thing in PowerPoint or in another means that you want. So these are more, and you'll work with your client in these first phases as far as what do they want that deliverable to look like, and making sure that you align with what that deliverable is. They'll have different criteria of how they want that to look. So the week 2 is really getting that sense check from the mentors and the clients on the draft. Are we going in the right direction? And then week 3 is the final report and pitch to the client. So again, these being the main deliverables, why we've designed it this way is, again, that project management skills, which, trust me, are invaluable in business, because there's a lot of people that run projects that might not know how. So getting that basic rhythm of what are the main activities that we need to do? When are they going to be done? What are the interdependencies between this activity and that activity? How do we coordinate across each other to deliver? Those are really important key skills that you will learn through this 3-week program. Performing and analyzing research, as well as providing recommendations. A lot of the challenges that you see in both startups and in big corporates or in entrepreneurship is access to talent that can do a lot of the analysis. They might not have the resources, either a startup and they're a small group of people, or the resources just are deployed in a different way in a big organization. So gaining those analytical skills is valuable for you as students, but it's incredibly valuable for the client as well, because they probably don't have the resources to do it. And then the recommendations. The recommendation of, okay, here's our analysis. Let's whittle it down and prioritize it to the top things we think are important for you, business A, business B. So those are other skills. And again, on a real business problem, it's actually something that's a pain point for the client that you're working with. Learning how to adapt work to the demands of your client. And this is definitely something that you continue to learn, and that is some of those enterprise skills as well, which is negotiation and conflict and things like that. When a client might change their mind on what they want from a week-to-week basis. How do you work agile and adapt to what their demands are, and working closely with that client to still deliver value for them, and tell them, hey, I don't think that's the right direction either. So building those kind of negotiation skills with a client is really important. And producing that professional standard deliverable. So producing something that is really easy to consume, is well written and well delivered in just 3 weeks. Does that sound exciting? So there is a final pitch and a final presentation. And as someone who used to be terrified to speak in front of people, still get a bit of sweat sometimes, the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. And I'm sure a lot of you or all of you have already done pitches. And there's a reason why we do it. A, because it helps you with your storytelling. How do you tell a clear, concise story, an engaging story that makes the client say, that was incredible, I wish I would have known that before? So in understanding how do you structure that, what does that look like? So skills in creating that impactful presentation, both from a visual but also your storytelling point of view, gives you confidence as a speaker if you know what you're talking about and how you're structuring it. It gives you confidence in communication and public speaking. So having the pitch, and the pitch will be to the client and to a number of the client representatives. So it gives you confidence in that communication and communication amongst groups of who's going to talk about what and how does that flow. And just the public speaking and exposure to the client's network. So again, the pitch night or pitch event is usually at the client. So then you get to see, well, what does their working environment look like? Who are the other people that work with this client, et cetera. So it really gives you that exposure to the client and how they operate. How many people have done pitches and presentations? Perfect. Good starting point then. So your experience is really your responsibility. And we say the same thing to the clients and to the mentors. What you put in is what you're going to get out of it. And it is self-directed, and you're here because you're passionate about getting this experience. So we really want to make sure that the ownership of of your experience does sit with you, and what you put in is absolutely what you get out. And this is one of the things that you will get out of it. If, as we kind of reiterated before, the 3 weeks minimum, or the 50 hours for the 3 weeks. 2 hours of regular meetings. So we do want you to connect as a team at least 2 hours a week. Just because, again, you can work wherever you want, but just making sure that you do get together and workshop and work things together for 2 hours a week, and submitting all of the different deliverables. So if we're able to go, yay, tick, tick, and tick, then you will get a digital certificate branded with UQ and UQ Ventures. This is obviously